And so basically with this, the basic grip right now, it looks like I was looking at everybody's grip, and everybody has about one knuckle showing when they're holding that grip. Well, Susie, you were pretty spot on. Well, ideally what we want to do, so say you're just let the club rest against your body, and I just want you to stand there, your shoulders back, stand like normal, okay? Well, if you look down, most of our hands aren't like this, our hands aren't like that. Our hands are typically usually a little rounded in, right? So then if you just take that club and rest it in your glove hand, and not even looking down at where the club is holding your hand, you just hold that club. If you lift that club up, you should see almost two knuckles right there. So yeah, you're good. You can probably, yeah, two knuckles, two knuckles, two knuckles. See that right there? So basically, so you can put that back down, and all you're gonna do with your other hand, as far as where to put your other hand on the golf swing, like right now, Casino, I noticed you're getting really weak with your right hand, getting really over the top. In a golf swing, there's so much moving parts. You want your palms to always be facing each other, because in a golf swing, you want your hands to be working together. If it's like this, it's not gonna feel right when you take a golf club back. You always want your palms to be facing each other. So when you pick up that, you go to pick up that club, you're like, okay, I got my two knuckles. You take your other palm, and you just want it to be, you want them facing each other. You don't want it to be over here on top. You don't want it to be really far under. You want them to be facing each other evenly. And so that because you want your hands to work together. You want to be able to hold onto the club and get the club to come down at the angle that's gonna get your golf club to be square at impact. And that's the ultimate key, is having your golf making contact with that golf ball square. If you're really strong, if you're really weak with your hand, what's gonna happen is your right hand, for a right-handed golfer, is gonna want to take over and get you to come over the top, which at impact right there, it's gonna either cause you to hit a dead pull, or in your instance, it's probably causing your golf ball to really go like that, because you're turning through the golf ball and you're coming outside. So you're almost casting the ball, your right hand's taking over, and you're pulling through the target line. So if your target line is that right here, you ideally want that golf club to come back down through that line and be straight on top. You don't want it to come out. This is called outside to in, because it's coming from outside our target line and going inside, which is going to cause the golf ball to hit that big sweeping slice. Or if you really turn it over, coming over the top, you just hit a snap hook for all purposes. So with that grip, you stand there at address, you put the club in your hand, just naturally, and your hand's naturally going to show you where you want your left hand to be on that on that grip. You got your two knuckles, you match your palms together, and that is the position you want to be at with your grip, okay? So then, you take your, golf ball there. Always carry a golf ball in my pocket. That's good. So then when we're addressing a golf shot, we're going to talk about ball position now. Ball position is key in a golf swing. You don't ever want to be playing with having the ball back in your stance or too far forward in your stance, because it's going to create certain problems. So having a consistent ball position is key. For a right-handed golfer, I like the concept of that golf ball always being a little bit inside of your left foot for righty, right foot for lefty. But for all purposes, if you were to draw a line straight up from that golf ball, it should point at the logo on your chest. That's a good position. So you'll see Greg Norman was great at this. He'd come in, he'd set his golf club down to his target, and then he steps into it. And then you find that comfortable position. And then it's like right now, it'd be right here on my chest. So that's a good position. If that ball is too Too many amateur golfers will just, I see them try to set up their body and then they try to put the golf club down. Well, what's going to happen with that is that ball's going to be too far forward in your stance, and what's going to cause, what that's going to cause, well, it's going to cause your shoulders to open up. Well, next thing you know, your shoulders are aimed 10, 15, 20 yards left of your target, as opposed to being in a good athletic position straight at your target. Same concept, if the ball is too far back in your stance, it's going to have a tendency to want to close your shoulders, so where then you're facing over here. And then here's your target line, straight down there, you're aiming way over there to the right. There's so many other compensation moves you have to find in your golf swing in order to fix that. So just go over what we talked about. So we have our grip. Find your grip, your two knuckles, your palms face each other. You set that club down in alignment with your alignment, and then you step into it. So you set the club down, find that comfortable position, and then step into it. Then you're at your, in that way, you're gonna know that you're in a good position to make a good swing at that golf ball. Okay? All right, so we wanna just work on that. All right, so what I noticed Souza's doing, he's getting real steep, so I'm about to do a 2-ball drill to get him to get a little bit better feel for better takeaway. So Souza, on this one, what I'm going to want you to do is called a 2-ball drill. So basically, what I'm going to want you to do is I'm going to want you to drag that back ball and keep contact with the club as long as possible. Because right now, what you're doing, you're taking the club back and you're getting real steep real fast. So in your transition to hitting the golf ball, you're getting real steep with your angle of approach, which is causing these big gargantuan divots. So what I want you to do, you're going to actually hit this ball, okay? But I want you to take the club back and I want you to drag the club head. I want you to make contact with the back ball as long as possible. So if you do it right, it's going to look like this. Okay? Try that a couple times. It's okay. See how you had a better, you didn't take a good gain to a divot.
Yeah.
Much better divot right there. Do it a couple more times. You know another drill so you can try? It's called you're going to drop your left foot back. Where I want you, and this is just a 3/4 swing, but you know, you take your normal stance and I want you to move your back foot back, because this is going to help you come more inside.
Okay.
So drop your left foot, you'll drop back.
That?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How do I hit it?
3/4 of a swing.
Let's do that?
Yeah.
Very nice, huh?
Yeah, good shot. 3/4 swing, drop that left foot back,